Hi everyone, this is Lisa from the Rhinestone World, and in this video I'm going to be making a custom Easter burlap bunny bag using my Silhouette software, my Cameo, and our Caesar heat transfer vinyl in black glitter and bubblegum pink Easy Weed. And these bags I got from Craft Chameleon. I have my design set up here in my workspace. Now you can see that there's a lot of empty space in this design, and I don't need to use a whole lot of vinyl for this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to set it up so that the sections that I cut will still align well. So the first thing I want to do is I want to set up these little cheeks to be together. I'm going to click on this one, hold down Shift, click on the other, and then I'll do Control G or Command G if you have a Mac, group it together, and move it to the side. And this name has already been welded, so I can just move it down here. So we're all set there. And now I'm going to highlight all of this together, and I want this to be grouped because this is going to be in one section. So Control G, and now I'm just going to flip it. So right click, flip horizontally, and I'm cutting this on heat transfer vinyl, so I want to make sure I have that set. And then I am cutting on the Silhouette Cameo 3. For this first cut, I will not be using my cutting mat, so I'm just going to go ahead and make sure my design page settings are set. So I'll do 12, and the height won't matter as much because I just am going to feed a piece in there. So let's go over here, adjust my cut settings. So I'm going to go to cut. I have that thick red line around my vectors, and then I'm going to scroll down and go to a preset that I have in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my preset in for Glitter HTV. Now if you want to do a preset, you can just use these arrows, these plus sign and minus sign to add one in and adjust your settings. So with the Cameo 3, I'm going to use the automatic blade. Just make sure you have it checked here. We're going to load in our material and cut. My first cut is all set, so I'm going to go ahead and move this out of my workspace. And now my second one, I'm using a scrap piece of Easy Weed that I have. This is bubblegum pink, and I'm going to be cutting it on a cutting mat. So I'm going to go over here, set my design page to be 12 by whatever I want, and I'll set my cutting mat to Cameo. So now you can see we have this border around here. That way when I load it in on my cutting mat, my Cameo will load it in far enough and it won't actually cut into my mat, which is a common problem. So let's grab these little dots and I'm just going to go ahead and cut them really close together. These are going to be in two separate presses. There's no point in having all that extra space. So I'm just going to set them close together to save my material, and then highlight it all, right click, flip horizontally, and then I can go ahead, go to my cut settings, check everything in here. I'm going to set mine to Easy Weed. And then you always want to double check to make sure you still have it on automatic blade. Sometimes it'll reset itself, so make sure you check that before you cut on the automatic blade with your Cameo. Here are my two cuts. Now all I need to do is weed them. So I'll start with the Easy Weed. I'm just going to find where it cut, pull up, and it should be pretty simple. When you weed heat transfer vinyl, it's really important to just keep testing your cut settings and to program them into your software. That way it saves you time in production because you don't have to worry about being careful with the weeding process because your vinyl should come right up with the right cuts. So I have this one little section here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And now we just need to weed out the middle parts. We have one little one here and one right here. Now these are two different sections. So I'm going to take my scissors and just split them up real quick. So let's go right here. I'm going to make sure these are together because this needs to align. So now we have this all set. Let's move this to the side. And now we have our little face here. Use my corner. So you can see one little section staying back here. So I'm going to take my weeding tool, kind of hold it down, and we're all good. And now I'm just going to get this. we go. This. And now I have my design. So I'm going to be able to do this. Align these little pieces. And then the name will be down here. And it'll go in my little bunny bag. So I'm going to go set up my heat press and then we're ready to press. Here is my burlap bunny bag. I got this from Craft Chameleon. It was pretty affordable and I was able to get it, and it's a nice quality bag. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pre-press it super quick. I have my press at around 315 degrees. I want to get moisture out of here, some of the wrinkles. Burlap is especially difficult to press to, so you want to make it, as easy as you can. Now, with my Easy Weed, I want to press this first. I want to make sure I have like a good set. Also, I want my glitter to be the last layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my little middle parts here, but I'm just going to use this to kind of set up how the rest of my design will be, so then I can see where to put the name. Alright, so I want my name to be about here. Now let's just lift this back up. And so now I know this is a good distance apart. So I'm going to set it up like this. I'm going to turn up my pressure a little bit. And I'm just going to press this down for a few seconds to get it to stick. Now I'm just going to slowly lift this up to see if it has adhered well. So this carrier straight up moved, so I think that one's pretty good. Alright, so we're all set here. So if you notice, this carrier is cutting off my name just a little bit. I'm going to take my scissors and trim it down closer. That way I can do a full press at 15 seconds. If your carrier is overlapping into another color of vinyl, then you're going to get a dent in it once your press is done. And we don't really want that, so we're not going to do that. So let's line this up. Use our cover sheet now. So I'm going to get my cover sheet, make sure I have it all on my press, and we'll do 15 seconds at 315 degrees. Let's get this out of here. And now we can just lift this up. And we have a little bit of glitter on this Easy Weed. That'll come up. You can just brush it off. But now we have our little custom bunny bag. We used our Caesar glitter in black and Easy Weed in bubblegum pink. So a cute little bag that we can use for little either Easter gifts or even an Easter egg hunt. So if you have any other questions, you can email us at info@therhinestoneworld.com. Hey everyone, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe below so you don't miss any tutorials or project ideas.